Honestly, the
Yeah.
biggest sell of marriage, in my opinion, and it doesn't have to be marriage, it can be just long-term monogamous relationships. You get to know the other person so well. And you get like this is I say it as a joke, but I mean it very seriously. Like if I want Lady Raggeds to have a good time, I can make it happen very fucking quickly because I know exactly what she likes. Right? We've been together exclusively for so goddamn long. I know exactly what to do. I know what position it is. And I also know like sometimes you don't want to do like you want to build. And I know what positions build. I know how to move it. And she knows the same for me. Like if she wants to make this a 5-minute encounter, she can do it really easily. That's the adventure that you get. Like that's the trade-off for the like novelty of different sexual partners that you get with being single. And like the this is a thing, this is crazy, this is fun with being with the same person over and over and over again is you build up that fucking library and you know exactly what they like, you know what builds, you know what finishes, and you know based on what you have to do. Like if like I'm like, girl, I got 25 minutes. Like I've got 20. We're not. There's no like like feather like in that what was that move 40 Days and 40 Nights with Josh Hartnett.
You're right.
There's no like feather running across your tits here. We're going to get this thing done and I'm going to enjoy 20 of these 25 minutes. It's going to be great. Like there's not that like you can gauge it by how much time you have and how much investment you have in the night. And if it's just, hey, I know you need something or I know I need something, we can do this in 5-10 minutes. Cool. Or hey, the kids are gone. We're at a hotel.
Go pluck those feathers out of the chicken.
We brought the fucking field kit with us. Let's get wild. This is going to be 2-3 hours and go. Yeah, you can do that. That's to me, that's the beauty and honestly the sexual selling point of the relationship, which I think a lot of the red pill community kind of overlooks because they go, oh, it's the same girl. It's not that whatever. But I think like you learn each other if you are not in a sexless relationship.
And that's the real danger with some
Right.
marriages is guys
Yes.
are like, I'm going to give up all this stuff. And I promise if if this goes south, you get half my crap, but I'm doing this. So in agreement that my needs are fulfilled through you. And then if she says no, you feel like you're hanging from a noose, like you're just strong. Cause if you cheat, you're done, lose half your crap.
Yep.
If she cheats, you lose half your crap.
Yeah. If
It's a,
she goes and makes herself happy, you're fucked. It's
yep.
amazing.
Yeah, it's such a bad the no fault divorce is the worst deal for men forever. And that's why I say
Yes.
look, if a guy says, "Man, I love this woman and I want to be with her forever." Hey, great, man. Congratulations. I want to live with her. Check the laws. Is there any, cohabitation laws where it can be treated like marriage? No. Go, okay, move in together if you want to, but just understand, the legality. So if you want her to leave, you can get her out and you're not losing half your house. And number three, understand the laws that if you get married and she decides to get fat or she decides not to sleep with you or she decides she wants to go drink mimosas and party with her friends in Cancun for the weekend, and she comes back and there's little
And she's pregnant.
yeah, exactly, and it has a little tanner than you are or something. You need to know, hey, I can walk away with this without the government absolutely screwing me. And right now, with the laws on divorce, forget it. You're signing a contract that is, if at any point this business fails, you get half of everything, even if you break the contract. And if you ever tried to find somebody to sign a contract and you're like, hey, we're going to build this building together, but if I decide to walk away at any point, I get half of everything and you get nothing, or you get to keep half, but I get to decide when it ends. No man should ever enter an arrangement like that. And that's current marriage. It really
Yeah.
is. And
No,
so it has
it
nothing to
is.
do with love or trusting or anything else. It's the marriage. It's the laws.
I agree. And to me, like my ideal, I was talking to my brother-in-law about this. My ideal would be government is out of marriage entirely. I
Yep.
don't want your benefits. I don't want your bonuses. And I don't want your predetermined version of what marriage and the contract entails. I want to privately contract it.
Yep.
Like I want to say, look, when we get divorced, I go away with not only everything I went into the marriage with, and you go away with everything you went into the marriage with, but like if I get X advanced degree, it's worth this much money for you for the time you spent, 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. You spent watching the kids while I did this thing or whatever. For each kid, it's this. Like, let us determine those values and those terms. I think that's the right way to do it. And I don't think the default marriage thing is the right thing. But I do think that guys should, like, as a counterpoint to that, I think that guys should seek monogamy and seek long-term relationships and seek a real marriage. Whether or not you involve the government is irrelevant to me. But if you're in a state that doesn't recognize common law marriage, or you don't announce yourself as married for the purposes of the law, but you have like a long-term thing and you're willing to risk it on this person, you're willing to say, I'm going to give up years of my life for you. I think you can get a lot of value out of it.
I
I
think
really
so.
do.
I think you can too, but here's the big thing to remember. There's no advantage for a man to sign a marriage contract. There's just none. There
Under
is
the current terms.
right. So if somebody says, I think you can still have a long-term relationship and keep it just as honest, because here's the thing. A lot of times people get married and then they stay in a
Yeah.
marriage that isn't right for them and they're not happy, and they stay longer than they can because the guy's worried about losing half his crap. She's worried about the house or the kids and all this other stuff. But if you just came to an agreement of we're just going to date and we're going to stay together as
We're
long
gonna be
as
exclusive. We're gonna call
right,
we're gonna think of ourselves as married.
right,
We love each other.
yep.
We're in it forever. But also, like, if either of us needs an out, you've got it.
You just
Like,
walk away. And
right.
what that does is, like, for example, if you're the guy and she decides she doesn't want to be physical with you anymore, she doesn't have to. She's not your wife. You just go, okay, we're done. Or if she decides, hey, you know what? We're in this long term. I don't feel like taking care of myself and I want to eat bonbons and lay on the couch, and she gets fat and you're not attracted to her, you're done. And if at
Yeah.
any point you know what? And if you lose your job and she feels that you don't have the motivation to support her, or give her what she needs anymore, you're done. And you can just walk away. That's the way I think in actuality in today's society you have a successful relationship, is you're not tied together at all, and the only reason you're with each other is because you want to be with each other. where
Right.
where in the because a marriage used to be something. Now all it is it's not even the peace of mind that you've promised yourself to each other, because something like 60% of marriages end in divorce, and women file for the divorce 80% of the time, which means there's a good percentage of guys out there that are going, wait, what's going on? Blindsided. And just like that, they can walk away with, they get to keep the cash and prizes.
Can
That's
I
not
give you a heartening counter statistic?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know that the divorce rate per
Is lower than
capita,
ever.
it is.
You
It
know why?
is. The millennials, first of all, less people are getting married. People are
That's
being
exactly
more
why.
discerning about it. Millennials and Zoomers seem to be at least somewhat red pilled, and they go, I'm not going to do it if I'm not in it. And I think that's the way to go. Because to me, I think the marriage rate should be about a quarter of what it is.
Yeah, well, I pulled up a statistic and it was something like, I want to say from 1990 maybe to today, and it showed marriage rates and divorce rates by each state. And I was going to do a video on this, and I got I got the webpage saved somewhere.
Do it. Do a
But it was
video.
like back then, like
Yeah.
in Oklahoma, we'll say, the percentage of people getting married in XYZ was 12, and then it dropped to 6 in just the next 20 or 30 years. So what happened is half as many people are getting married. And so then they're like, oh, the divorce rates, good news, divorce rates are down, but the marriage rate was down. And when you compare the two, it's still pretty consistent that people are getting divorced at about the same rates. But since the marriage rate dropped so much, it made the divorce rate drop so much. And again, the big problem is when you look at the statistics of single mothers, they have a non-married single mom, which means she got pregnant out of wedlock.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
there's another
Yeah.
statistic of single mothers. Like almost 50% of households today have kids with just a single mom, like no dad in the picture. And a lot of times they'll say, oh, it's these deadbeat low life dads. truth of it is those women have, there's actually, and I forget the law. I did a video on this too. There's a law that the government has a pool of money to pay for the attorneys about child support cases. And it
Yeah,
sounds really foggy,
it's
but
no, it's right. It's fuck it. It's something for. I can't. I'm too drunk to remember.
it's basically
But
like
yes,
if the attorney says, "Hey, we're going to make sure the kids stay with you," and on top of that, if we can get a little spin in here of domestic abuse, harm, etc., you
yeah.
can get custody of the kids,
Title
and
for.
yeah, and you get extra money, and the government or the attorneys or somebody, I forget who it is, gets a kickback. So they're incentivized to screw guys out of their own
Yep.
custody of their kids. I'm like, there's no way you can tell me that marriage is a good idea for men as long as this happens. It just,
No,
it's such a
the
horrible design.
the government marriage is broken and bullshit and everything. To me, though, I find value, and this is where I think my Drex and I draw a lot of conflict. Not like serious conflict, but that's
Right.
where we
Just
have our
history.
biggest disagreement is I think that long-term monogamous relationships have value for those who want them. And I think that guys can find a lot of fulfillment. I think women, especially, of course, can find a lot of fulfillment in doing this. Because to me, here's how I see it. Uh, Women keep guys alive because we do fucking stupid shit. Like we're hilarious. We're like, oh, I've got this four-wheeler and I've got a giant like person-sized blender and I'm gonna try and jump over it. But
Right.
there's also gonna be a bar in the middle where if I hit it, the four-wheeler will go and I'll just fall straight down.
Right.
Like if I can't do a pull-up or whatever. Like, and the woman comes out and it's like, what the fuck are you doing, you dumb
You have
retard?
children, asshole.
Yeah. Like, don't get on the four wheeler in the first place, stupid. That's how I see what women's job is. And men's job, conversely, is to stop women from fucking weird shit. And I kind
Good
of wanted
luck
to
on
talk
that.
to you, but no, I kind of wanted to talk to you because you mentioned this is going way back. Tom Brady, right?
Yep.
His wife, his kind of supermodel wife. He's a
Giselle Bundchen.
super. Yeah, Giselle, she's fucking hot. She's got a supermodel husband. Like Tom Brady is the catch. Maybe he's got a 4-inch penis. I don't know, but he's the 6'9" X man, right?
Yep.
And the X kind of doesn't matter when you're a 6 and a 9, unless the X is a 3 or a 2.
You're right.
But even a 4-inch penis, she'll be like, yeah, I can work with it, right?
You just
So
got to
like,
get it in the entrance. You can hit half the good spots.
right. The literal truth, like the biological truth, is the female G spot is less than 2 inches past the entrance. So you really need to have like a 2.5 inch to 3-inch penis to actually, like, if you know what you're doing, I guess. I don't know, because I don't have that tiny of a penis. Like I'm not packing like a 9-foot honker or whatever, but like it's fine. It's very much in line with with my height, and that's great.
I think we're good. The longer you go, I think you're digging a hole now where people are like, okay, you're
No,
starting.
I'm dancing around. I've already talked about it, so it's fine.
I'm just
Um,
kidding. I'm just
the
screwing.
drunker I get, it's okay. But no, like so, Tom Brady is probably like just at least average. Like the stats are he's at least average, right?
Right.
And so Giselle's got this thing, but she's looking for something else. But I think there's something in women, I really do, where somewhere in their 30s to 40s, and I'm not sure what it is, they enter into what I call the fuck shit stage. And guys' job is to stop women from fuck shit.
Yeah.
Where they do something stupid. It's not necessarily sexual. It's like, oh, I want a bigger house, or oh, I really want those nice cars, or oh, I really want this thing. Like they go after it. And sometimes I think for some women, it's another guy and they're like, you know what, I could do better. And it's like, bitch, you have the 0.1% man. Like, no, you're not doing better. But like I really do. And I think that that's guys' job. I think that that's guys' job. And it starts subtly when you're younger and you're broke. and they go, oh, I could use this nice Louis Vuitton purse. And you're like, bitch, it's $900. You're not getting a Louis Vuitton purse. What the fuck
Right.
are you talking about? I make $1,800 a month. You're not getting a $900 purse. You're not working.
Right.
Right. But then as it gets older, it's like, you're not getting this house, whatever. But I think that women at some point have this breaking thing. And I think this explains Gisele very, very well to me.
It's probably their midlife crisis.
It is. I legitimately think it is. Women's midlife crisis manifests different than men. Men's midlife crisis goes, I have been sacrificing everything in my life for all of my adult life. I give up my vacations to work. I give up my income to women. I give up my vacation or I give up my, my desires, my liquor, whatever it is. I give this thing up to someone else because I have to.
And now,
now I'm going to buy the car. I'm going to go on the vacation. I'm going to bang the Victoria's Secret model. You're not going to do that. She's going to be a 4 and you're going to be really depressed later. You're going to go do all the things that you didn't do for the past 20 years because you've been giving it up. You're going to get it out of your system and then you're going to move on and all your hair is going to fall out and you're going to be fine. It's going to be perfect. Women though, go, I'm valuable. This person has been telling me I'm valuable for 20 years. He's been showing me, he's been giving me all of his value for 20 years, for 30 years. What I don't know when do women even live long anymore? Whenever their midlife crisis hits, they
probably 40. I mean, it's probably the eggs drying up and the, eggs drying up and the wrinkles showing up probably, and 30s, 40.
This is a movie, right? How Stella Got Her Groove Back was a fucking movie. But women go, I am of value. And they failed to remember the important part. A man valued me for this long. And I think that's Giselle's issue. She's like, I was a hot supermodel. It's like, bitch, you're 39 now.
42.
You're 42.
Yeah, I think she's 42 if I remember.
Good luck. You'll need it Smash TV.
and what blows me away is I think what they're doing is this is them saying, is this the person for the rest of my life? Because I'm now at the very edge of my beauty, of my value. It goes downhill from here. Is this is it? Because if you notice a lot of these divorces, whether it's, Dr. Dre or it's Kanye or, what these women are doing most of the time, because you look at Dr. Dre, she's leaving him. You look at Gisele Bündchen, she's unhappy. You look at Meghan Markle, when you start looking at it, you're like,
well, I'd be unhappy with Harry too. That guy's a fucking cuck.
Well, sure. I mean, dude. But what these women are doing is they're saying, I am now coming up to probably the last few years of my beauty. I think I've got the most to offer. I already have the kids, or I've already gotten whatever squared away. Is this the man that I'm going to die with? And I think a lot of them say, let me go fishing. See if
let me find out.
Bigger, just a little.
It's the last hurrah, right?
Yep, that's it. And I think it's less about, I think it's what it is. I think is their looks are fading. The everything's sagging a little bit. The wrinkles are showing up. And they want that validation of, I want to see if strange men still find me attractive and if I can still catch another valuable guy or if I'm done. And the problem is
Gisele could have tamed Elon Musk, right? She could have tamed Jeff Bezos.
Sure.
When she was 22.
Right.
She was 26. She could have tamed any man on earth. But she picked Tom Brady, who, by the way, was a fantastic fucking pick. And your life is a dream. Meghan Markle, that'd be like Meghan Markle being depressed at Harry. It's like you're literal nobility now out of nothing. Right. You're an embarrassment to the royal line. But no, it's this thing where it's like you did it, you snagged them, but maybe you could have shot higher.
Right.